Lost Caverns of Ixalan spoilers are rolling out, and we've got some new cards from the Jurassic Park slot with some massive reprints, some of which were omitted from Commander Masters and ended up in Lost Caverns of Ixalan to everyone's surprise. Welcome back to the channel, Mattcaster Mage here. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and joining in on all the fun we have here on the channel. And today we're going to be talking about Lost Caverns of Ixalan spoilers and a bit of reprint talk, and we'll discuss some of the finances of these reprinted cards. But why don't we delve into the very first of the spoilers, which is going to be a Jurassic Park card. It is Welcome to ... and you can fill in the blank. It is Jurassic Park. I love the artwork on here though. He's got the flare in front of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's very reminiscent of the scene in the film, but they also have a kind of different backdrop where you can see the gate and everything there. Really, really cool. They have a lot of images from the film inside this interesting piece of art. So on the flavor there, I think it is cool. So let's read this. So it's a 1 colorless, 2 green. It is a rare Saga enchantment. For each opponent, up to 1 target non-creature artifact they control becomes a 0/4 wall artifact creature with Defender for as long as you control the Saga. Its second part is create a 3/3 dinosaur creature token with trample. It gains haste until end of turn. And in its third Saga, destroy all walls, exile this Saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. And then we have Ian here. He is a legendary creature, human scientist. A 2/2, and I do like the fact that he's got that glass of water in his hand. Definitely a throwback to the movie. Really, really cool. Whenever a player draws the second card each turn, that player exiles the top card of their library. During each player's turn, that player may cast a spell from among the cards they don't own, exiled with Ian Malcolm, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. Next up here is Indominus Rex Alpha. So this is more of a Jurassic World card, but still part of the same franchise. It's wow, 5 mana. It is a 1 colorless, 1 blue black, 1 blue black, and then 2 green. It's a rare 6/6 legendary creature, dinosaur mutant. Now, as Indominus Rex Alpha enters the battlefield, discard any number of creature cards. It enters with a flying counter on it if a card discarded this way has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Haste, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. Holy cow, this card is definitely going to see some commander play. And when Indominus Rex enters the battlefield, draw a card for each counter on it. So that is insane. Easily could have been a mythic, I think, at rare. That is pretty powerful. Hotly Poet of Unity here, legendary creature, human warrior bard. When it enters the battlefield, search the library for your basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Then for 3, 1 red, 1 white, 1 red or 1 white, exile, then return her to the battlefield transformed under her owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery, and it is a 2/3. Next up here is Breach's Eager Pillager, legendary creature, goblin pirate with First Strike. Whenever a pirate you control attacks, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. You can either create a treasure token, target creature can't block this turn, or exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. It is a 3/3 for 3. Next up is the Skullspore Nexus, a legendary artifact mythic. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Whenever 1 or more non-token creatures you control dies, create a green fungus dinosaur creature token with base power and toughness, each equal to the total power of those creatures. And then for 2, you can tap it and double target creature's power until end of turn. Okay, that is pretty busted. That is a pretty busted mechanic. Odger Exonal, a Deepest Might. It is a 2 colorless, 2 red. It is a legendary creature god mythic, 4/4 trample. If a red source you control would deal an amount of non-combat damage less than Axonal's power to an opponent, that source deals damage equal to Odger Axonal's power instead. And when it dies, you can return it to the battlefield, transformed under its owner's control. Next up here, Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. It is a 5 colorless, 3 green, so it is 8 mana, and it's a 12/12 with trample. It is a mythic as well, Elder Dinosaur. We've seen this before in the original Ixalan block, not this version of the card. When Ghalta Stampede Tyrant enters the battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Okay, that'll do. That'll definitely do. Now we're going to talk about some of the reprints that we're getting in this set, like Cavern of Souls, a fantastic card. Obviously, you need it in like any sort of deck where you're running a lot of the same creature cards, and you're going to be getting a lot of that in Ixalan. So you're going to see pirates, you're going to see dinosaurs, and this is definitely going to be a card people are going to want to pull for those, but this is not going to be legal in standard though. So if you do pull this, you can only use it maybe at the event for your store if they're doing a sealed event, but for the most part, it's a great card in a lot of formats, especially Commander. Next up, let's take a look at the price. So this is the most recent printing from Double Masters 2022, and it looks like it's sitting at $43.52. hasn't really recovered ever since it was reprinted there, because it was reprinted in Double Masters 2022, but just before that it was Zendikar Rising as a box topper, so it really has not recovered yet. And who knows, this price is probably going to go down even further than that, though I do think it's going to be hard to pull. Next up is Coercive Portal, another reprint. Let's take a look at the price currently right now. It is sitting at $14.19, and it looks like it's been pretty much stable. It's the only version of the card, so this is the very first reprint, so I imagine this price will go down quite significantly. Let me see, it is a mythic though, so maybe it's gonna be a little more difficult to pull, but if you look at any of these type of slots in any of the booster packs in Standard, like Brothers War, Strixhaven, a lot of those cards have taken a massive hit and they haven't really recovered yet. We have Lord of Atlantis here, great card for any sort of Merfolk deck in Commander. Now if you look at the price of this is one of the most recent printings from Time Shifted. It is sitting at $14.51. If you look at the 6-month trend, it has actually been going down slightly, and you look at the 1-year trend, yeah, pretty much it's done a little bit of a lump here, but it's pretty much been going down in the last 6 months. So not bad. I imagine it'll probably go down in price. And this is the biggest reprint now. Mana Crypt. This is a card that everyone thought was going to be in Commander Masters, myself included. I was surprised that they omitted it, but you know what? Throwing it into this Ixalan set kind of makes sense, because if you think about it, you know, the original Ixalan set didn't sell well, and they needed something to really push sales, and people are going to buy the Masters product regardless because it's a Masters product. But when it comes to Ixalan, they needed something to really get people excited, and I think this is probably the card. Definitely going to be the chase card. I don't care what other cards they release in the set. This will be the chase card in the set, and it's not even a main feature in the set. So very, very interesting to see this 0 mana artifact mythic. And let's see the price right now. Ooh, we're looking at $184.36. Actually, it has been kind of on the rise. It went up in August after people saw that it wasn't going to be released in Commander Masters, and then now it'll probably go back down to about 160-ish, I imagine, when the set comes out, just because the main reason why it even went up in the first place is because it was omitted from Commander Masters. So interesting to see that. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think about this new Ixalan set. Is it something you're going to buy? Is it something you're excited for? I'd love to know your thoughts about that down below in the comment section. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video.
Use promo code Mattcaster for 5% off your order at Face to Face Games, Canada's largest Magic the Gathering store. Qualified orders get free shipping Canada-wide if you use our promo code Mattcaster at checkout. Whether you're buying singles or sealed product, use our code to support the show and get a discount.